area.
Georgia Public Broadcasting presents the 2008 Georgia High School Association's State Basketball Championships. Funding for the broadcast of this program is provided in part by Georgia's Electric Membership Corporations, Wachovia, the Georgia Student Finance Commission, by viewers like you, and the Georgia High School Association, who wish to thank the Georgia Dodge dealers, State Farm, and Naturally Fresh for their support of high school sports.
Live from the arena at Gwinnett Center, it is the boys Class 5A Championship, a battle of number 1 and number 2, Norcross 28-2, going up against the Wheeler Wildcats coming into the game with a record of 30-2. The last championship of the evening here in Gwinnett, championship 4 of 11 that you will see here on GPB and GPB.org over the next day or so. And this is the one that everyone circled in their brackets and knew on their calendar that they would love to see. Norcross, if they win tonight, it is heady territory. The last time any school in the highest classification won 3 in a row, 1938 to 1940 with Lanier High. Mitchell Baker won 3 in a row in AAA from 98 to 2000. Wheeler has won 20 in a row coming into this game, and neither school has lost to a team inside the state of Georgia. The two guys who get the fun part of this whole evening are Charles Ward and Herb White. Gentlemen, take it away.
And thank you, John, and welcome everybody to courtside at the arena. Charles Ward alongside Herb White. John will rejoin us momentarily. Herb, tonight's 5A championship has as many subplots as a Quentin Tarantino movie.
That's a good way to put it. You know, they're 1 and 2 in the state, but they're 15. Wheeler's number 15 in the country, and Norcross number 6 in the country. Last year, Norcross put Wheeler out in the first round of the state tournament by 1 point on a disputed call by Wheeler. So there's no love lost between these teams. 5 of the last 6 5A titles have gone to one of these teams, and Richard Howell was quoted in the paper today, and it may be up on the bulletin board in the Norcross locker room, as saying, we don't like those guys.
So animosity amongst the teams, but on the court should be a great ball game. Number 1 versus number 2. Let's talk about some of the personnel we'll see tonight in this contest.
There's Daquan Jones, 15-8 a game, 6.9 rebounds, and he blocks 4 shots a game, which is really incredible for a 6'6 player, but he's long and a quick leaper.
For the Wildcats of Wheeler, the starting lineup, a team that averages over 79 points per ball game, defensively holding opponents to 62 points per contest, and 3 of those guys at over 6'5 in that starting lineup. So the Wheeler Wildcats getting set for this ball game against the Blue Devils of Norcross, and of course Norcross, the number 2 team in the state, very powerful team.
Yeah, Norcross has been here so many times, and there you're going to see Al-Farouk Amanu, a big man for Norcross, 6'8", 23 points a game, 11 rebounds. He blocks a couple shots a game. Got a brother playing over there at Georgia Tech who's a pretty good player too, so he's going to try to dominate on the inside.
That starting lineup for the Blue Devils of Norcross, they average 73 points per ball game, defensively holding teams to an impressive 44 points per contest. So defensively a strong team. So the Norcross Blue Devils with their starting 5, Herb, should be a great ball game from the arena. No better way to cap off this 5A division than with number 1 versus number 2.
No doubt about that. We look for this one to go right down to the final few minutes, up and down action, playing above the hoop. So going to be a lot of fun for the fans out there. And thanks to John Nelson for not saying I was around for that last 1938 through 40 run by Lanier. I appreciate that, John.
Starting lineups getting set to be introduced here in the arena. Let's go courtside to David Witherow with the announcers.
Sophomore number 11, Phil Taylor. At guard, a 6'3" junior, number 12, Taj Tate. At wing, a 6'6" junior, number 20, Ari Stewart. At forward, a 6'8" junior, number 21, Richard Howell. And at forward, a 6'6" senior, number 23, Daquan Jones. The head coach of the Wheeler Wildcats is Doug Lipscomb. Now let's meet the starters for the Norcross Blue Devils. At guard, a 6'2" junior, number 1, Tariq Mohammed. At guard, a 5'9" junior, number 23, Denzel Jones. At forward, a 6'6" senior, number 35, A.J. Hawkins. At forward, a 6'9" senior, number 42, Al-Farouq Aminu. And at guard, a 6' junior, number 50, Zach Lamb. The head coach of the Norcross Blue Devils is Eddie Martin.
Starting lineups for both teams introduced here at the arena. And we are getting set for some basketball action. 5A state championship coming your way. That's next.
Carrier. Coming soon to Georgia Public Broadcasting.
Broadcast of this program is made possible in part by the following.
As a proud sponsor of the Georgia High School Association, Georgia's electric membership corporations provide reliable electricity and service, not only to our communities, but to the athletes within them. Georgia's electric membership corporations, lighting the way.
As the father of teenagers, I'm aware of the financial commitment faced by parents to ensure their child's education. That's why Wachovia offers specialized education products such as Parent Plus and Graduate Plus to help plan for your family's future.
Where would you be? She sings from the heart with a voice that soars. Country superstar Martina McBride rocks great performances with her greatest hits, both old and new.
This one's for the girls who've ever had a broken heart.
Embrace Martina McBride live in concert on Great Performances.
Sunday at 9 on Georgia Public Broadcasting.
Broadcast of this program is made possible in part by the Georgia High School Association. The GHSA would like to thank Dodge for their support of high school sports programming on Georgia Public Broadcasting. Dodge dealerships across Georgia are happy to help bring you the exciting action of GHSA Championship football. Dodge salutes the hard work, community spirit, and dedication of these two fine teams. Dodge hopes you enjoy the game.
This is Georgia Public Broadcasting, your PBS station.
And now broadcasting in digital in the Atlanta area.
Back live at the arena at the Gwinnett Center. 5A championship ball game getting set to start here. Defending state champs, the Blue Devils of Norcross, against the #1 ranked team in the state, the Wildcats of Wheeler. Wheeler incidentally defeated Norcross for their 2005 state title. So you talked about it a few moments ago, Herb, about not a lot of love lost between these two teams. There truly isn't.
No, but a lot of respect, especially between these coaches. Coach Lipscomb was quoted in the paper after they said, nice win over Hiram. He said that effort won't beat Norcross. So you can feel the anticipation in this building right now.
Wheeler with the first shot at it on offense. Air ball will give it over to Norcross. Blue Devils ranked #6 in the USA Today poll. They get immediate pressure full court by the Wildcats.
Man-to-man pressure.
That's Muhammad with the basketball all the way through left side. Shot clock. Daquan Jones going airborne to knock it away.
Watch this. He's getting 4 a game. He may get more than that. Got that first one in the first 35 seconds.
Lamb handles Devils left side. Jumper from 15. Remmer's off the mark of the backside. Put back gets off the back of the stuff. Is Amanu.
Wake Forest bound Farouk Amanu.
That's the kind of start they wanted from him. Norcross with the early lead. Wheeler with the basketball. At the block. Shot partially rejected. Gets his own rebound. Second effort rejected as well. Comes clear to the Blue Devils. They want to run. At the block. Nice pass to the glass. Nicely done by Lamb. Blue Devils lead it 4-0.
Gave the little head fake. Got two of the Wildcats up in the air and laid it off the glass softly.
We thought it would be fast-paced. So far, it has.
And Norcross opens up. Looks like a 2-3 zone. Maybe a matchup.
Ari Stewart handles behind the arc. Tate fires a three. Left it short. Rebound. Cleared by Jones. They want to run. Down the floor. Lay in by Muhammad.
Coach Lipscomb wants a timeout. Going to take that 20-second timeout right away.
Blue Devils force an early timeout by the Wildcats. The rhythm is so important as you start the basketball game. Blue Devils starting on all cylinders.
Well, you know, both these teams wanted to come out and establish their will early on, and so far it's Norcross.
Down under the basket. Good second effort by A.J. Hawkins for the Blue Devils to get it airborne, and Amanu finishes it off with the slam dunk of it.
So much talent on this floor tonight. It's just unbelievable, Charles, the amount of college talent that's on this floor. You could put together a pretty good program if you wanted to just start from scratch and start a school right now.
Sure could. So after the timeout, Wheeler looking for his first basket of the contest. Just underway from the arena at Gwinnett Center. Right side, Howell works, dishes it over with the stuff. That's good. Howell drew the penetration. Stewart was free for the dunk. Muhammad now working left side, inside the paint, down at the block, reverse lay in by Amanu.
Oh, that's just a great move by the big man to hang in the air. Soft kiss again off the glass with a little English.
Wake Forest Sani with the basket. Three-point offering by Stewart's off the mark. Stays on Wheeler's end of the floor. Shot rejected inside by Amanu. Here come the Blue Devils. Jones inside the paint all the way to the glass. It's off the mark though. On the rebound, Stewart on the inbound line. It will stay with the Blue Devils.
Well, Jones did everything the right way. Penetrated, took it all the way to the glass. They backed off. He took the shot, couldn't get it to go down.
Doug Lipscomb in his 16th season at Wheeler. And in the corner, that's three. Denzel Jones on the three-point offering for the Blue Devils. Whistle on the penetration by Taylor. They get Muhammad for the foul, trailing as Taylor made the move to the basket. Jones to the rack, shots off the mark. Blue Devils very aggressive under the basket. Only one shot opportunity for Wheeler right now. Hawkins at the block. Amanu, he beat the defense down low and draws the foul. They were trying to front him down low. But Amanu able to get behind him.
Here we'll see it again on the instant replay. Going to be very few uncontested shots under the hoop tonight, I can guarantee you, with all the leapers and size for both of these teams.
Amanu with the first, rattles it home for the Blue Devils.
Be more rejections than the dead letter office at the post office, Charles.
Amanu with 5 points thus far, 1 rebound, and the 3 blocks. Give him 6 on the night. He had 17 in the semifinal ball game to get the Blue Devils here to the championship. Behind the arc for threes, Taylor shots short. Rebounds cleared by Hawkins. Alley-oop pass, Amanu.
could see that one coming. That was pretty.
Transition basketball by the Blue Devils. Nicely executed. Behind the arc, firing the three is Jones. He's off the mark. Hadn't found his range yet. Muhammad clears for Norcross. Quickly across the timeline. At the block. Good dish to Hawkins. Left-hand lay-in. He got it to fall.
And another timeout. Wheeler's got to call it. Norcross is just dominating right now with their pressure attack.
Wheels coming off for Wheeler early here in this first quarter from this 5A championship. Have not been able to catch a rhythm. But
and we're going to see
the Blue
the
Devils
alley-oop here. Whoa, my goodness.
Amanu with the stuff. 17-2. Norcross leads it. We'll step aside for a timeout. Back with more of the 5A championship right after this.
Broadcast of this program is made possible in part by the Georgia High School Association. The GHSA would like to thank Naturally Fresh for their support of high school sports across the state. Naturally Fresh congratulates all high school students who work hard every day to earn success in athletics and academics. Naturally Fresh encourages all Georgians to eat healthy to achieve top performance on the field, in the classroom, and at work. Naturally Fresh thanks you for tuning in to GPB.
Blue Devils of Norcross leading Wheeler 17-2 here early in this first quarter in the 5A championship.
Been a long time since Wheeler's been in this position, Charles. I can guarantee you that. Down 15 in the first quarter.
They came back from 11 in the second round against McEachern. But that was McEachern. This is Norcross.
Number 6 team in the nation, and they're playing like it.
Misses on the jumper. Backside rebound by Jones. Jones fouled. He'll go to the line, Herb.
Amanu must wear about a 60-something jacket, I think. Look at the arms. I mean, he gets up over the top of the box with just a quick leap, and he's really tough to get the ball over. But Wheeler, you figure they're going to be tough on the boards, but that's really their first putback for anything so far.
Jones is good on the first. Season average, 15 points per ball game. Misses the second. Norcross trying to become three-peat champions in the 5A division. Left corner with the jumper. Denzel Jones is off with his shot. Taylor back the other way for Wheeler. Smith in traffic. Now back to Stewart. Shots off the mark. Rebound. Put back. And whistles down low.
Another one rejected by Amanu. Great play. He came from behind. It's tough not to foul, but he didn't get him with the body.
Amanu with his fourth block of the night. Wheeler inbounding it. And a turnover. Stewart trying to corral it far side of the floor. Stepped on the inbound line.
Wheeler has to get their offense cranked up and score some baskets, Charles. Slow down this attack by Norcross, because it will slow them down if they have to take it out of the basket anyhow. Right now they're just rebounding and attacking the rack on their end.
And that's certainly favoring the Blue Devils thus far. Muhammad out front. Denzel Jones on the move. He lost it. But it comes clear to Lamb. Lamb lost it. But the bounce keeps it with Norcross.
Got to reach in there, all right, Wheeler. Cochran, I believe. Yep.
Cochran, the freshman, picking up the foul.
Coach Lipscomb exhorting his team. They've made a living for years playing really pressure, tough defense, but so far Norcross hadn't noticed.
So Muhammad far side of the floor to inbound. And thus far, the field goal percentages. Wheeler with only one conversion. Norcross well over 50%. Back the other way. There's the alley-oop. Nicely done. And DeQuan Jones finishes.
It's only 2, but it may light a fire under Wheeler. They needed something good to go their way.
You're right, Herb. Back the other way. Muhammad's shot is off the mark. Basketball's lost to the backcourt. Muhammad recovers. Missed again on the lay-in. Rebounds cleared by Howell.
The officials letting them play, and that's just what the fans want to see here.
Wheeler trailing by 12. Taylor had it tapped from behind by Jones. Down in the right corner with the jumper, rattled home by Carl Cochran, the freshman.
Pretty little fadeaway, but on balance. Got his feet under him.
Cochran had 11 points off the bench in that first round win for Wheeler over Parkview. So no stranger to this tournament pressure, despite being the freshman. Muhammad out front. Right side, dumps it down at the corner. Shot by Hawkins, missed on the jumper. But it comes clear to Norcross. They'll get another look. At the block, Aminu. Muhammad for 3. Looks short, and it is short. Taylor for Wheeler. Stops. Cox fires off the mark. Aminu clears. He'll run the floor. Basketball out of bounds. Muhammad touched it. Wheeler has it.
Well, you knew Wheeler was going to get something going. You're not the #1 team in the state for nothing. Let's take another look at this one. Great pass to Daquan Jones, and he flushes it.
Producer Doug first saying we're going to see a lot of play above the rim. So far we have. Stewart out front for Wheeler now. And working in the corner to Howell. Howell thinks 3, fires a 3, and missed on the shot. Muhammad left side. Jones behind the arc for 3. Hit the front cylinder. Wheeler comes away with the basketball. Jones works it across the timeline. Dishes down low. Stewart wasn't looking, but regains and gets the lay-in for the Wildcats.
Good shovel pass off the dribble by Jones. Seeing a high level of basketball out here, Charles.
Daquan Jones carrying it the length of the floor. He's already committed to the University of Miami. Lamb working left side to the rack. Shots off the mark. Rebound cleared by Stewart. Wheeler with another chance to cut into that deficit. Running jumper rattled home again by Carl Cochran. Last shot before the end of the first period. That one goes off the mark. Good first quarter of basketball here from the arena. After one, it's Norcross 17, Wheeler 11. We got more 5A championship basketball coming your way after this break.
In 1968, Dick Prenneke set out on a new adventure to live alone for 1 year in the Alaskan wilderness. And he would record everything on film. Now, see his amazing footage and hear his incredible story of survival, alone in the wilderness.
Tuesday at 7:30 on Georgia Public Broadcasting. Broadcast of this program is made possible in part by the following.
The Georgia Student Finance Commission. Now students can plan, apply, and pay for colleges in Georgia on one website, gacollege411.org.
Teeming with life and shrouded in mystery, these islands are a place of beauty and endless discovery. I'm Dixie Carter. Join me for a revealing look at the secret seashore, Georgia's Barrier Islands.
Tuesday at 9:30 on Georgia Public Broadcasting.
Broadcast of today's games is made possible in part by the following.
Honor, integrity, determination, the traits of a winner, the definition of our philosophy. As a proud sponsor of the Georgia High School Association, Georgia's electric membership corporations are committed through local ownership and service to providing reliable electricity to better serve not only our communities, but the athletes within them. Georgia's electric membership corporations, lighting the way.
Carrier. Coming soon to Georgia Public Broadcasting.
This is Georgia Public Broadcasting, your PBS station.
And now broadcasting in digital in the Atlanta area.
Back live at the arena where Wheeler trails Norcross 17-11. And Herb, Coach Doug Lipscomb has a saying at Wheeler that they should be pleased but not satisfied. He must be pleased that they've come back from a 17-2 deficit early in this ball game, but not satisfied that they're still trailing this Norcross team.
Well, that's a 9-point run for Wheeler, and that's just what they needed to climb back in this thing. So,
scoring run by the Wildcats. 8-0 over the last 2 minutes and 30 seconds, Herb.
I thought it was 17-2, but I could be wrong. I was once.
So Norcross with the basketball as Muhammad handles in the corner. Guarded by the freshman Cochran. At the block, draws a crowd, gives to Lamb. Lamb to the glass, he missed, but there for the stuff is A.J. Hawkins on the putback. Taylor and the Wildcats back on their end of the floor. Firing the three is Stewart. Missed on it. Shot tapped around. They're going to get Amadou for the goaltend there. Basketball was hanging on the cylinder. He tried to tap it away.
Well, as we well know, anytime the ball's above the cylinder, even if it's not touching it, if it's in that area above the cylinder, and here you'll see it. Yep. Good call by the official.
Boy, you can't get anything by this GPP TV camera crew.
Great work. Yeah, it's great work.
Right on top of it. Amadou works the corner at the block now. Gives it over to Stewart with a one-handed jumper and got it to fall.
Nice work by the big men from Norcross.
So many talented players on this floor. In traffic, Jones works his way to the glass and got it to fall.
He's a good-looking athlete, 6'6". Looks like he go about 205, Charles, and he's solid.
Good move by the senior there. Muhammad with some difficulty out front, regains. Squares for three. They left him alone. He didn't make him pay for it, but backside rebound by Amadou. He gets that, and that one dances on the cylinder and falls off. Gets his own rebound, shot swatted.
Daquan Jones got that one.
Runs the floor right side. Watch him work. To the rack. Woo! My, oh my, what a quick step.
Well, he may just skip Miami and go straight to the NBA. That was another 23. I remember some of those kind of shots.
Jones had it knocked out of bounds at the baseline.
That was big time. I absolutely thought he had jumped from too far out to dunk the ball. Watch this. Let's see where he leaps from. Yeah, way outside the lane.
Outside the paint. Is that incredible or what?
Are they paying us to do this? Man, this is fun.
Best seat in the house. Blue Devils in the corner. Muhammad thought jumper, changed his mind. They get him for the travel. Timeout by Coach Eddie Martin and the Blue Devils. Things starting to tighten up a bit here in the arena. With the timeout, we'll step aside as well. Norcross leading at 21-17 over Wheeler.
Broadcast of this program is made possible in part by the Georgia High School Association. The GHSA would like to thank State Farm for their support of high school sports programming on GPB. State Farm agents are proud of the achievements of Georgia's student athletes and would like to remind families and teens to always drive safely in your communities as you travel to work, school, or play. State Farm wants what you want: safe driving for you and your family.
Back live at the arena. 21-17 is the lead now for Norcross over Wheeler. Wheeler trailed by as many as 14 in this ball game. Now back in it. They have the basketball. Taylor works it up top.
Norcross still in that zone. Now they've gone to a 1-3-1.
Now Tate works inside the paint. Runner from 15, got it to fall. He was thinking three, stepped inside the arc and got the jumper.
Wheeler with all the momentum right now. Norcross needs to score. Switch it back a little bit.
Blue Devils by 2 with the basketball. Muhammad behind the arc. They leave him free for 3. He hasn't converted from there yet. Basketball over to the Wildcats. 2 will tie it. 3, they'll take the lead for the first time. On the runner, shots off the mark by Howell. Basketball clear to Muhammad. Left side, shot it hard. Aminu recovers, gets it for the Norcross Blue Devils. They'll have another shot at it.
Got to hold down low.
Stewart guarding Hawkins. Coach Eddie Martin in his 6th season at Norcross.
Quentin Square checks in for Norcross.
Blue Devils with 2 5A state titles under the belt already. As Aminu on the turn from outside. Shot it softly, but it's off the mark. Rebound to Wheeler. Taylor works it right side. Now up top, Stewart with the jumper. The Rimmers goes in and comes out of there. Jones up top to Quentin Square. Now back to Jones in traffic. Tried to dump it back over the square, threw it out of bounds.
Well, a little bit of lull. That's about the first 45 seconds. We haven't had 3 dunks and a couple of block shots. There you go, field goal percentage.
In that second quarter, things starting to even out a bit. Wheeler starting to pick up the pace in terms of their field goal percentage. 4 of 6 in the second period thus far. Cochran at the block. Backside rebound goes to Howell. And Aminu commits the foul.
Well, you're just not going to put the ball up in Aminu's face. I can guarantee you that. I don't care how tall or strong you are. He's got those long arms. He plays at about 7 foot for a 6'8"er, Charles.
That's a perfect example on the highlight there where you see Cochran, a smaller player, underneath, forced him to shoot that ball errant. And Aminu still able to come back on the other side of the goal. And even though he committed the foul, did get a piece of that basketball with the block. Wheeler with Jones handling up top. They try to work it inside. Aminu with the steal. Good work defensively. He'll run the floor himself. And he draws a foul in the front court.
Got bailed out a little bit there, probably out of control. Didn't have a whole lot of places to go with that. But the Wheeler player reached in, and I think Coach Lipscomb was more animated than he knew. He knew it was a foul. He was upset that this man bailed out Aminu. And don't forget, Wheeler started out 1 for 13 in this ball game, Charles, shooting the ball.
Norcross has it now on offense. Approaching the 3-minute mark remaining in this first half. Muhammad way out front, drawing the double team now. They force him to take a timeout. So a different look by that Wheeler defense with the trap out front. Muhammad didn't like it, and so they took the timeout to talk about it.
Well, that's a smart play by Muhammad. Plenty of timeouts, and no sense having a turnover. You don't know what's going on, call a timeout. Let the coach tell you what's going on.
For additional live information on the game, go to gpb.org/basketball, where reporters from Score Atlanta are writing live blogs on all of the action. Also, make sure to check out all the best high school coverage in Score Atlanta and their 5 prep editions in more than 1,300 Metro Atlanta locations and 51 schools. For more information, go to scoreatlanta.com.
Yeah, they do a great job covering high school sports. I.J. Rosenberg and his crew
Indeed,
did a
right.
great job with the football, and now doing the same thing with basketball, and going to be a great relationship with those guys.
Just to make sure we get you to the correct site, let's go to scoreatl.com. Norcross with the basketball. still clinging to that 2-point lead. Jones pounding the rock out front. Now running jumper from 15. He missed on it. Backside rebound to the freshman Carl Cochran. Wheeler back the other way. Quick step left side. Tate running jumper. He left it on the front of the cylinder. Amanu cleared for the Blue Devils and was fouled as they were coming back the other way.
Well, you got to be a pretty good freshman to play in a ball game of this caliber, so that young man's got quite a future in front of him.
A Wildcat defense, that team so deep overall, Herb, not in terms of talent, size, speed, and depth.
Probably a little deeper than Norcross. We'll see if it is a factor before the ball game's over.
And Norcross with a stingy defense, yielding only 44 points per ball game on average. That's the one plus they have going in their favor against a high-powered offense or such a deep team as the Wildcats.
Well, they're right on their schedule for that.
Jones finally gets the three-pointer to fall for Norcross. Denzel Jones, the junior, quoted as saying, if we bring our defensive intensity to the court, no one in the state can beat us. He had 19 in the semifinal ball game for Norcross.
Well, nobody in the state's beat either one of these teams this year. The only losses are teams out of state.
Turns out to be a pretty safe statement. Amanu with the rejection down the floor to Muhammad. He streaks and gets the lay-in for the Blue Devils.
Unofficially, about 5 blocks for Farouk Amanu, excuse me.
And setting up the fast break on that block.
Wow, what a wingspan.
That was the 6th block, and that was good on transition for a basket. The Wheeler comes right back the other way and gets the basket. Richard Howell with the 2 for the Wildcats. Under 2 minutes remaining now, first half. Amanu working up top on Howell. Now Muhammad left side in the paint. Got it to the rack, left it short. Rebound fought for. Wheeler had 2 players handling the basketball. Somehow they lose it out of bounds. It'll stay with Norcross.
I think somebody got a piece of Muhammad's shot. He really wasn't able to go up strong. He was a little off balance.
64 seconds remaining in this first half. Stewart with the jumper. Got it to the rim, and boy, did he get a favorable roll there.
Got the kind iron.
Stewart with the 2. Or correct that, that's Hawkins with the basket. Back the other way, the floating runner by Tate is short. Basketball stays on Wheeler's end of the floor.
Well, Amanu changes. If he doesn't block it, he changes a lot of shots, Charles, and what a factor he is in that middle.
Taylor trying to get it down to the block to Howell. Howell double teamed in there. Back out to Taylor. Fires a 3 and got it to fall.
Big basket for the Wildcats there.
Deep in the corner. Phil Taylor with the 3-pointer. 4-point differential. Under 30 seconds remaining first half. Muhammad out front.
Well, they're going to hold for 1 here.
Jamal Tiller guarding defensively for the Wildcats. At 10. So Muhammad going to wave it off at 6. It's got to go. Penetrates inside. Lost it out of bounds. Basketball over to the Wildcats. Not a lot of time to work with, though.
Great shake and bake move by Muhammad. He beat his man. Couldn't handle the pass.
Taylor gets it off, but well short in this first half of basketball from the arena. Norcross has led all the way in this first half. They lead it at the intermission, 28-24 over the Wildcats of Wheeler in this 5A championship ball game. John Nelson standing by. Nelly.
This is a tale of 2 halves out there in this first half for you guys. Great start, and then they came back.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you know they're going to make a run. They're too good of a team. We made our run early. They made their run late. now I think both teams will settle down, and I think we'll see a pretty good ball game in the second half.
Any adjustments trying to keep the ball out of Phil's hands, perhaps?
Well, you know, you got to do the best you can, but he's a pretty good player. We just got to start doing a better job of getting the ball inside on our kids.
All right, thanks, Coach. Good luck second half. Norcross, slim lead after first 16 minutes.
Thank you, John. 28-24, Norcross leads it at the intermission. We'll step aside and come back to the arena after this timeout.
Carrier. Coming soon to Georgia Public Broadcasting.
Broadcast of this program is made possible in part by the following.
The Mabel Reader Foundation.
The Georgia Student Finance Commission. Now students can plan, apply, and pay for colleges in Georgia on one website, gacollege411.org.
Where would you be?
She sings from the heart with a voice that soars.
This one's for the girls.
Embrace Martina McBride live in concert on Great Performances.
Sunday at 9 on Georgia Public Broadcasting.
Broadcast of this program is made possible in part by the Georgia High School Association. The GHSA would like to thank Naturally Fresh for their support of high school sports across the state. Naturally Fresh congratulates all high school students who work hard every day to earn success in athletics and academics. Naturally Fresh encourages all Georgians to eat healthy to achieve top performance on the field, in the classroom, and at work. Naturally Fresh thanks you for tuning in to GPB.
Elvis Live in Concert reunites Elvis back on stage with his original backup singers and band members. In commemoration of the 25 years since his passing, this magnificent concert event took place at the Pyramid Coliseum in Memphis, Tennessee.
Monday at 9:30 on Georgia Public Broadcasting. This is Georgia Public Broadcasting, your PBS station.
And now broadcasting in digital in the Atlanta area.
We are back live at the arena at Gwinnett Center. 28-24, Norcross leading the Wildcats of Wheeler at the halftime. And at the break, our John Nelson standing by with I.J. Rosenberg. Nelly.
Thank you, Charles. Here with a fellow alum. We went to the same high school, Lakeside DeKalb. But we got a bigger reason that we're talking about here. Talk about the relationship with SCORE Atlanta and high school athletics.
Well, you know, what we're trying to do, especially with Georgia Public Broadcasting and the GHSA, is the same thing. It's really starting to publicize it like it needs to be publicized. I mean, it's amazing how big sports has gotten. I mean, it's not just basketball, it's everything. You know, we're doing blogs with Georgia Public Broadcasting live today, and webcasts and all these things, and it's so different from when we were in high school in the 1970s.
When you were in high school in the 70s, I was a little later than that. Talk about this whole new experience for you and how everything has grown and evolved since your involvement.
Well, I mean, it's been something that's taken about 3 years. But what we've seen is that SCORE Atlanta has really developed into the high schools. We're now covering 51 high schools a week, giving them really good exclusive coverage. We hope to cover the whole state someday. And we're really taking everything from paper to web and video. So, you know, it's a great experience, and we love our partnership with Georgia Public Broadcasting.
IJ, thanks for your time. Thanks for hanging out with us. Back briefly to Charles and Herb.
And thank you, John. Herb, first half of basketball. Seemingly at the beginning, it was all Norcross, leading by as many as 17-3 in that first quarter. But the Wildcats of Wheeler finally got the wheels headed in the right direction.
Well, nobody thought Norcross was going to run away with this thing, even after jumping out to that big lead. That's for sure. Wheeler's just too good a ball club. So it's going to be back and forth the rest of this evening. And we're looking forward. I know everybody here wishes they were playing 10-minute quarters, I'll guarantee you.
You're absolutely right about that, including us. John Nelson standing now at courtside with the principals, back in the principal office for Nelly.
Here with Mr. Thayer and Mr. Patterson. We'll start with Mr. Thayer here from Wheeler. What's it been like for you guys this week?
This is exciting. We've had students talking about it all week. We haven't had a pep rally because the coach kind of likes to downplay that kind of stuff. But the kids have been talking about it. We've been organizing pep buses. So it's really been a great week.
Talk about what else is going on there at Wildcat Country, Corky Kell Stadium, and all that kind of stuff.
We really feel we're blessed. We've got a magnet program where we have 400 plus students, where it's magnet science and technology, where we draw from all over the county. We've got an advanced placement certified school, which means we've met certain standards in our county for advanced placement courses. We also have ESOL and a Brazilian population that brings diversity and culture to our school. We feel blessed that we have a great community.
Mr. Thayer, thanks for hanging out with us. Hang with us a little longer. Let's flip the side over here to Mr. Patterson, who's wearing his Norcross blues. What's the week been like over there for you?
Well, it's been exciting. Just for the principal, but for our blue crew, everybody else, it's been an exciting week to be the principal of Norcross High School. We couldn't be prouder of our kids on the court and off the court.
We'll talk about what else is going on off the court there at Norcross. What else do people need to know about?
Well, you know, Norcross is a special school. We've got a great community support. We've got great community in terms of our Board of Education support. But more importantly, you know, our kids and our teachers are fantastic. I think our teachers are what makes Norcross the best. We've got the International Baccalaureate program in Norcross, the only school in Gwinnett County that has the International Baccalaureate program. So we feel blessed to have an outstanding academic program, fine arts program, and obviously athletic program.
Guys, thanks for your time, Mr. Patterson, Mr. Thayer. And I'm finding more international baccalaureates this weekend than I've heard about in a long time. Back to Charles and Herb.
And thank you, John. Back at courtside, Herb, still a great first half of basketball. 4 points separating the teams right now. And boy, those first half highlights are something to behold.
Yeah, I bet the guys in the truck really had to work to find highlights in that first. They could have just run the whole first half reel.
Down low, you see Hawkins with the miss, but there, Amanu, one of his few stuffs in that first half. This one with good acrobatic work down underneath the paint with the reverse lay-in, and they got him airborne on the easy stuff there with the good alley-oop by Muhammad. Defensively, he swats one and starts the fast break, and Muhammad finishes on the other end. So cylinders really working for Norcross there. Now Wheeler got into the airborne act as well with the alley-oop to Jones, and then Jones goes to work down at the block with the shot over Amanu. Now take a look at this dunk.
That's
airborne
the one that looked like MJ number 23 right there.
First half stats, field goal percentage is starting to raise a bit there. Wheeler started off very depressed in that area. Probably the key turnovers, looking at it at this point. Norcross at 5, that kind of enabled Wheeler to get back in it, but look at the blocks. Those favoring Amanu and Norcross.
Yeah, I think Daquan Jones had one block for Wheeler, and that was it. And Amanu just dominating inside, and that was one reason for the poor shooting percentage. When he didn't block the shot, he altered it, and that's what it really makes it tough for Wheeler. But we got us a heck of a ball game, just what you'd expect from two of the top-ranked teams in the country. And once again, it's just our pleasure at Georgia Public Broadcasting to be able to bring this kind of television to the folks out there.
Wildcats, Blue Devils getting set for the second half after this quick break.
Elvis live in concert reunites Elvis back on stage with his original backup singers and band members. In commemoration of the 25 years since his passing, this magnificent concert event took place at the Pyramid Coliseum in Memphis, Tennessee.
Monday at 9:30 on Georgia Public Broadcasting.
Broadcast of this program is made possible in part by the following.
As the father of teenagers, I'm aware of the financial commitment faced by parents to ensure their child's education. That's why Wachovia offers specialized education products such as Parent Plus and Graduate Plus to help plan for your family's future.
From the Emerald Isle come the High Kings. Join the hottest folk and ballad act live from Dublin. The High Kings in concert.
Thursday at 8 on Georgia Public Broadcasting.
Broadcast of this program is made possible in part by the Georgia High School Association. The GHSA would like to thank State Farm for their support of high school sports programming on GPB. State Farm agents are proud of the achievements of Georgia's student athletes and would like to remind families and teens to always drive safely in your communities as you travel to work, school, or play. State Farm wants what you want: safe driving for you and your family.
carrier. Coming soon to Georgia Public Broadcasting. This is Georgia Public Broadcasting, your PBS station.
And now broadcasting in digital in the Atlanta area.
Back live at the arena, John Nelson standing by with Coach Doug Lipscomb.
Quickly with the coach, sluggish start, but you found your man. That seems to be the way this last couple of games.
Well, we got to keep up the intensity. We fought back, but now we've got to weather that storm because we know they're going to come at us hard again, and hopefully we can make something good happen.
Thanks for your time, Coach. Quickly, as we head to the third quarter, guys.
Coach Doug Lipscomb, his favorite saying, be pleased but not satisfied. You heard it in his comments to John right there. They're happy to be back into the ball game. A little bit more work to go. The boys State A championship coming your way tomorrow, starting at 12:45 right here on GPB. Hancock Central versus Turner County. Back to live action on the floor. Inside the paint, it's Tate for Wheeler with the basket. And just like that, it's a 2-point lead for Norcross.
And Farouk Amanu working on a triple-double. 8 points, 7 rebounds, 6 blocks in that first half for Norcross.
Hawkins with the jumper. His offering is off the mark. Wildcats can tie it with a basket. This trip down the floor. Taylor behind the arc. They can go up with a 3. He missed on the shot, though. Denzel Jones on the rebound. And back the other way, Amanu runs the floor.
Wheeler's got to find a way to get the ball inside and get some inside scoring. They didn't really get much inside that half. And, of course, Farouk Amanu had a lot to do with that. But Wheeler needs to try to draw some fouls on him and keep working it inside. Easier said than done.
Boy, yeah, this big challenge you're talking about. Amanu misses on the first.
Thing about Amanu, he doesn't have to foul because those long arms and his quick leaping ability, he doesn't have to jump right away. He can wait for you to make your move and then catch the ball after it leaves your hands.
1 of 2 from the line for Amanu. You make an excellent point, Herb. We've seen it in that first half where players going in there and forced to change their shot, even though the shot was not blocked. Threw them off balance a bit. Wheeler with the alley-oop pass, the backdoor pass to Stewart, but the shot fell off, but it was tapped in.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. Take the ball inside. Wheeler does have the height advantage overall.
Wheeler with 6 players are taller on that roster. As Muhammad from Norcross works it at the baseline. Now dumps it in the corner of the lane. Bam, inside, throw it away. Wildcats back the other way. Tate handles. In traffic, they'll get into the offensive foul.
Yep, Tate should have pulled that ball up, gone to one of his wing players, and then maybe they give it back to you.
Had Taylor at the left of him.
Here you see the replay. Good action again by our work by our camera people, and no doubt about that one.
Good defensive work by Denzel Jones, the junior for Norcross. 1-point lead for the Blue Devils, defending state champs. Amanu at the block, rejected by Jones.
A little of your own medicine, big fella.
Daquan Jones with the block. Now he works at the block. Beat his man to the glass, and Amanu returns the favor.
You knew that was coming.
Norcross with numbers, but good defensive recovery by Richard Howell to catch up with that play and knock it out of bounds. They actually had a 4-on-1 that trip down the floor, but Howell able to catch up with the fray and knock it loose. Jones, Muhammad behind the arc, fires a 3-pointer. The rimmer's in and out. Amanu fought for the rebound. It comes clear to Jones and the Wildcats, though.
Good decision to pull that one back out.
Oh, working on Amanu. Forced him to take a bad shot there. Muhammad going to go all the way. Now dumps it in the corner to Jones. Good. Set of 3. You saw that one from here, did you, Herb? Norcross trying to build on their lead. Wildcats there on the floor now, trying to cut in it. Stewart with the 3-point offering answers the one by Jones on the other end.
6-6 drills it.
Wildcats with the 1-point lead. Muhammad to the rack. Shot is short. Rebound to Stewart and the Wildcats. A basket here will give them their first lead of the ball game. Taylor chases down the basketball. Over to Tate. Nice behind-the-back pass. Over to Stewart, and he got it on the lay-in.
May need a timeout. Eddie Martin's looking. He didn't call it, but Wheeler really busting it here early in the second half.
Transition favoring the Wildcats. Amanu behind the arc for three. He missed on it. Stewart clears backside. Wildcats by one. They want to build. Taylor behind with the jumper. Shots off the mark. Shot it right on the three-point line. Basketball's off the mark. Norcross with it now. Inside. Shot rejected. Hawkins went to the rack, but draws a foul.
Daquan Jones up around the 11.5-foot mark. Here we'll see it. Good call by the official, but nice job by Jones to not let him have the three-point play with the basket being good. And Charles, you get two quality or great teams like this, it's going to be a game of runs because both teams are going to get in their rhythm for a little while. They're going to make some runs, and it's just great basketball for the fans.
Hawkins converts on the first. We even heard Coach Martin refer to that same thing in his halftime comments, that they made a couple of runs early on. Wheeler did theirs, and we're seeing the same thing in the second half. Hawkins, the senior, misses on the second. Rebound cleared by Wheeler. We're tied at 33. Tate at the block. Jones dishes back out to Howell. Howell had a good look, couldn't put it down. Basketball over to the Blue Devils.
Wheeler full court man-to-man pressure.
Wildcats no stranger to titles in the state of Georgia. They've got 4 already under Coach Lipston as they come away with a steal. Tate down at the block. Cochran. Now they give it up inside. Too many passes.
You're right. One pass too many there, Charles.
But they come away with the steal in the corner. Taylor to Tate. Now Jones. Shot it hard. Backside rebound. Tapped out of bounds. It'll stay with the Wildcats.
And the little man goes up with Amanu and comes away with the ball.
You gotta like your chances when you get 3 opportunities at the basket. The Wildcats with the basketball. Jones squares for 3. Shot it hard. Basketball over to the Blue Devils of Norcross.
That's a little bit discouraging. You come down, like you said, Charles, you get 3, don't come away with anything. And now in the 1-2-2, full court pressure, 1-2-1-1.
It works. Still in the backcourt. Left side, Tate.
Push.
And Tate was fouled. So Coach Lipscomb going immediately into that full court pressure after the missed basket. The Wildcats working to perfection with the steal. They'll go to the line here, or won't be a shooting foul. They'll inbound it, Hurt.
3 fouls, first foul on Norcross, 3 fouls for Wheeler now.
At the block, Hall lost it. Muhammad comes away for Norcross. Muhammad to the glass, shot fell short, but he draws a foul inside the paint.
Good job taking it all the way. He was a little bit out front, had nobody to throw it to. Knew he was either going to get fouled or get the hoop.
Cochran trying to catch up with that play, and he commits the foul.
Good hard foul, made sure that Muhammad didn't get the layup.
Muhammad, the junior, converts on the first for Norcross. Blue Devils trying to win their 3rd state title in the state's largest classification. After the conversion on the basket, 3 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in this 3rd quarter. We'll step aside for a timeout. Norcross leading it 35-33 over Wheeler.
Broadcast of this program is made possible in part by the Georgia High School Association. The GHSA would like to thank Dodge for their support of high school sports programming on Georgia Public Broadcasting. Dodge dealerships across Georgia are happy to help bring you the exciting action of GHSA Championship football. Dodge salutes the hard work, community spirit, and dedication of these 2 fine teams. Dodge hopes you enjoy the game.
Back live at the arena, Charles Ward, Herb White, John Nelson at sideline for this 5A state championship ball game. Defending champs, the Blue Devils of Norcross. meeting the #1 ranked team in the state, the Wildcats of Wheeler. And it has been a good ball game thus far.
Wheeler, a little bit of an edge here in the second half. Of course, they were down, I believe, 4 at halftime, something like that. Come back to get it closer, but Norcross edge back out in front. But Wheeler's pressure has been a little more effective this half. They've gotten a couple turnovers from Norcross and have a chance to tie it up or take the lead with this possession, Charles.
Taylor will bring it up the floor for the Wildcats.
Zone defense by Norcross now.
Taylor got a good look at a 3, fires, and he missed it. Amanu goes airborne and clears the rebound for Norcross. Bounce pass down the floor to Amanu.
That's a great look. Great look on that pass, and Amanu, give him credit. He had those long arms. That ball was down low. He didn't even have to stoop over to pick it up, Charles.
Muhammad with the perfect bounce pass inside to Amanu. Swipe and steal on the play, but it comes clear to the Wildcats, though. Amanu was there with the long arms, and we'll have a whistle down low.
Thought they got Amanu for reaching over, but I'm not. Yep, that's who they got.
So the Wildcats inbounding it back down the floor. Tapped by Muhammad, but it will stay with Wheeler. Stewart going to fire a 3-pointer, and this time he got it to fall. Stewart's been working at it all night, Herb, and there he got a good look and put it down.
Well, he hit an outside shot a few minutes ago. That's his second jumper in the second half. Starting to feel it a little bit.
A 1-point lead by the Blue Devils. Muhammad works it right side to Lamb. Hawkins in the corner with pressure by Howell. They take it away from him.
Forced that one, tried to force it into Amanu.
Back down the floor, Stewart was streaking, got it at the cylinder, and got the lay in for the Wildcats. Dangerous pass inside by the Wildcats, but they got away with it.
Looked like Stewart was too far into the basket, but reached around the long arm, laid it up softly.
Wildcats with a 1-point lead. Look at the spin by Amanu, but he lost the basketball. Jones with the running jumper, banked it, and he missed. Taylor clears. And back the other way. Wildcats winners of state titles in 1994, 2002, 2003, and in 2005. They beat this Norcross team in 2005 to win that title.
Norcross giving them that 1-2-2 or 3-2 look in that zone.
Wildcats going to hold it as we go under a minute.
As long as the defensive player doesn't get within a certain amount of feet. I don't know what it is in high school particularly.
I think it's 5 feet.
5 feet, yep. You can hold it all day long. A lot of people like to see the shot clock in high school basketball, and this is why.
So we have a standoff. Wheeler leading it by 1. The drama builds here in the arena. At 9. Now on the move is Taylor. Right side in the corner. Tate firing a 3, left it short. Lamb clears. Gonna get it airborne. Got a good look at it. Banked it, but he missed. At the end of 3, Todd has changed a bit. Wheeler leading it by 1, 38-37 over the Blue Devils of Norcross. We'll step aside for a quick timeout, and we'll come back with the 4th and final quarter from the arena.
Carrier. Coming soon to Georgia Public Broadcasting. Broadcast of this program is made possible in part by the following.
As a proud sponsor of the Georgia High School Association, Georgia's electric membership corporations provide reliable electricity and service, not only to our communities, but to the athletes within them. Georgia's electric membership corporations, lighting the way.
And by the Mabel Reader Foundation.
For 50 years, Johnny Cash towered above the American musical landscape. He carefully crafted an image as champion of the downtrodden and the imprisoned. Johnny Cash was an icon for the outlaw, but his musical roots were firmly planted in gospel music. Join me, Dan Rather, for a journey into the soul of the man in black, the gospel music of Johnny Cash.
Monday at 8 on Georgia Public Broadcasting.
Broadcast of today's games is made possible in part by the following.
Need a better way to apply to college? Visit gacollege411.org and fly through applications online. Start, stop, save, change information anytime. And it's automatically transferred to all your applications. GA College 411, helping students plan, apply, and pay for college.
This is Georgia Public Broadcasting, your PBS station.
And now broadcasting in digital in the Atlanta area.
We are set to start this fourth quarter of the 5A championship. State of Georgia, it's the Blue Devils of Norcross and the Wildcats of Wheeler. Wheeler right now leading it by 1 point, Herb, and you get the sense that this fourth quarter is really going to be a doozy.
Yeah, one of the fans at the scorer's table, or one of the other folks sitting here, said a low-scoring game. I said, yeah, but a heck of an entertaining low-scoring game, that's for sure. And Charles, how would you like to have to bet the house on which way this one's going? It'd be a tough call,
yeah,
wouldn't it?
Would be. Probably be out on the streets tomorrow.
Buckle them up, fans. Here we go.
Quickly on the inbound play.
Yep, 2 for 8 in Norcross in that third quarter, so Wheeler got twice as many field goal attempts in the third quarter. Interesting stat there.
Amanu was fouled. He will go to the line to start this fourth quarter. Amanu already committed to Wake Forest. McDonald's All-American. Misses on the first. Reading a little sign language from John Nelson at the break. John saying that Wheeler's trying to speed this pace up, the game up just a bit. We think that up tempo really favors them.
Well, it certainly favors DeQuan Jones when he can get out in the open court.
By contrast, Coach Eddie Martin saying that they have got to do the little things in this final quarter, come away with this win. And doing the little things at the block that time was Ari Stewart with the lay-in for the Wildcats.
He's coming up big for the Wildcats here in the second half.
Jones for three. Air ball. Lamb tries to save it, and he does. Muhammad has it in the corner. Big break there for the Blue Devils. Left side, Muhammad. Trying to give it back to Amanu. He'll run it down near the mid-stripe.
They need to try to get Amanu involved in the offense again. He hasn't had any good looks in several minutes now.
Muhammad working on tape. Now Jones. Jones fires a three-pointer. This time they're only giving 2 on it. They're grounding it home for the Blue Devils.
And there was the matchup you were asking me about before the game, Charles. You got Jones guarding Amanu, using that great athletic ability. Giving up a few inches, but he's a leaper.
Tied at 40. Howell works to the right side on Hawkins. Got it airborne, and the floater is good by Howell.
The other big guy lowered the shoulder and took it strong to the rack.
Howell, the junior, quoted in the papers of today saying that we really don't like this team, meaning Norcross. There with a good basket, but back the other way quickly is Zach Lamb, and Lamb with the lay-in. Brings us even again, this time at 42.
Well, that dislike is only going to grow for one of these teams after this one.
Hall with a great semifinal performance for Wheeler, had 22 points and 22 rebounds as Jones shoots an air ball. Norcross trying to take advantage of it. Whistle on the play. Muhammad on the carry.
They looked up, so Amanu out in front was thinking about throwing the long pass, tried to hold it up. They caught him for a carry in that one.
Really on that play, may not have been able to see it on screen, but Amanu running the floor just so well for the Blue Devils.
Quite an athletic young man.
Turnovers thus far. Norcross with 11. Wildcats and Wheeler with 7. Howell surveys left side. Stewart turns with the jumper. Nicely done, but he missed a shot. Amanu tapped it and knocked it out of bounds. Wheeler gets a break. They'll keep it.
Not their biggest strength, Wheeler, playing the half-court offense, but they certainly have weapons.
Coach Martin saying doing the little things will favor Norcross. You get into a ball game like this, every trip down the floor and every possession is critical.
Yeah. Game going by fast. Only 5:24 left in this one.
Stewart, right side.
Very clean ball game as well.
Taylor works it just in front of us here. Right side, now to Jones. On the move. Jones spins hard to the glass. Whistle on the play.
He'll be shooting 2 there, Charles. Didn't see who got him. Amanu.
Got it.
Third on Amanu.
Yeah, we talked about that matchup, Herb. Seemingly Coach Lipscomb is comfortable with Jones handling that basketball, taking it to Amanu on the inside. Jones misses on the first.
Yeah, Jones probably has a little bit of an edge away from the basket in that matchup. Not a whole lot because Amanu is quick with those long arms. Tough to go around him, but around the rack, got to give the edge to Amanu.
7 points, 4 rebounds for Jones thus far in the ball game. This errant shot is cleared by Amanu and the Blue Devils. Lamb got it at the block. Amanu works inside. Good defensive work by Howell. Comes clear to Denzel Jones and whistles down low.
Boy, he had Hawkins wide open on the other side. Farouk couldn't see him.
So Jones, the junior, will go to the line.
Looks to be a pretty good free throw shooter. He's got a nice stroke from three-point land.
Converts on the first. 4 minutes, 51 seconds remaining here at the arena to determine our 5A state champs. Jones converts on both. And Coach Eddie Martin taking a timeout after the free throws by Denzel Jones. Norcross with a 2-point lead over the Wildcats. Blue Devils trying to win back-to-back-to-back state titles. Only one other team has done it in the state's largest classification. That was Lanier back in 1938 to 1940. Girls state championship ball game coming your way tomorrow in the Class A division. It'll be Terrell County versus Calvary Day. That one coming your way live on GPB at 11 a.m. In the boys, after that, it'll be Hancock Central versus Turner County live at 12:45 on GPB. And then the AA championship ball game today, playing Wesleyan. That one tomorrow at 3 p.m. on GPB. In the boys AA, Herb will have that one. Wesleyan and West Lawrence coming at 4:45 for the state AA boys title. So more basketball action, even in the AAA division tomorrow night at 7 p.m. It's Carrollton versus Kendrick for the girls, matching up for the 3A title at 7 p.m. And then at 8:45, we'll conclude our broadcast with the 3A boys championship game, Glen Hills versus Carver Dunwoody. And that will climax our 2 days of basketball.
Yeah, and like Fayette County, Wesleyan with 2 of their boys and girls teams both in there. And I'm looking forward to that Wesleyan game, getting a look at Howard Tompkins, the third UGA signee, number 30 nationally ranked player in the country.
We should say that 8:45 ball game will feature the winner of that Carver Dunwoody ball game. Back to live action now after the timeout. Wheeler with the basketball, trailing by 2. Cochran had a good look at it, missed from about 10 feet away. Muhammad clears for Norcross. They want to run up the floor. Errant pass and the basketball over to Wheeler. Wheeler's got numbers as Taylor works it right side. Howell. Whistles down low. They get him for the travel violation.
Well, the team's trade toner was Muhammad. Probably like to have that pass back. Really didn't have any advantage by throwing that ball. It was intercepted, but Wheeler couldn't take advantage of the turnover.
So full court pressure now by the Wildcats as Muhammad handles for the Blue Devils. Jones, nice pass down low to Hawkins. Hawkins with the left hand, nicely done, and he converts for the Blue Devils.
It's what you want to do against that press. Get the ball in the middle, breaks down the defense just about every time.
But it's the small things. John talked about it a few seconds ago. There he converts with the left hand. And back the other way, Ari Stewart converts with both hands on the dunk for Wheeler.
Stewart having a monster second half here for the Wheeler Wildcats.
The pressure is still full court for Wheeler. Aminu handles in the forecourt now. Jones had a look at the three, missed on it. Aminu with the rebound and the putback, he missed on it. Daquan Jones clears for Wheeler. On the move, Howell dumps it back to Cochran. Now to Taylor. Taylor, runner from 5. The rimmer is good. Tied at 46. Aminu away from the basket. Thinking three. Now fires the three. Converts on the three. He can do it all.
That was money, Charles. That was money.
Wildcats got an answer. Aminu went for the steal, had the basketball, but went over the back of Daquan Jones.
Yeah, and that's number 4 on Farouk Aminu. Let's watch Aminu shoot the three. All right, back off of me at your own risk.
That's just straight playground, isn't it? You gonna let me have it? Are you really gonna let me have it? I'll take it.
I imagine he's got his triple-double by now, Charles. He was close to it at halftime.
Tate working on Jones. Now gives it back to Taylor.
Game like this, Wheeler really needs to answer.
Stewart leaning in. Shot fell off, but he draws a foul. Lamb, the junior, guilty of the foul for Norcross.
2:19 to go, Charles. This one's going down to the wire. I don't know how many lead changes we've had. Seems like every time up and down the floor, the lead has changed.
Stewart to shoot. He's good on the first.
And I'm telling you, you have to answer in a game like this. A team gets out 4 or 5 points, it could be over.
These teams met last year in the first round of the playoffs. It was a 1-point game in that contest, with Norcross winning that one. Stewart good on both.
Well, I imagine everybody in the building would hope for overtime right now, except the 2 coaches.
It has been some exciting basketball. Cochran back on the floor for Coach Lipscomb. And Wheeler shows full court pressure as Muhammad will walk it up the floor. Norcross with the basketball and a 1-point lead. Right side Jones. Under 2 minutes remains in this 5A championship. Aminu away from the basket. Alley-oop backside, they got him, but he missed it. Fights for his own rebound, though. Whistles down low.
My goodness, Aminu, he had to be up at 12 feet just to catch that pass, and it was behind him, Charles. Had to extend backwards. Let's watch this. He just mistimed it just a hair, but the pass was behind him. My goodness, he was up in the...
Almost comes down with the dunk. He will go to the line after the timeout, though. Good recovery by Aminu in the air. You could tell he was off balance a bit because he didn't have complete handle on the basketball, but able to draw the foul. Norcross by 1.
We are seeing some unbelievable athletic ability out here on this floor. And quite honestly, it's not just athletic ability, Charles. The really nice part about it is both these teams are so well coached. They play a high level of basketball. I don't know how many turnovers we've had, but the turnovers have not, it hasn't been a sloppy game. Hasn't been a lot of fouls. It's just been really, the shooting hasn't been great, but attribute that to the great defense by both teams. So, and a highlight film to boot. So everything you could ask for in a championship basketball game.
Agreed. Agreed 100%.
You two have got to go.
Coach Eddie Martin, his 6th season at Norcross. Winners of the titles in 2006. They won over Beach High 66-49 in that one. And last year, they beat Centennial 59-58 in a great ball game here from the arena.
We well remember that one. And I was saying, how can we come up with something to beat those games from last year? But certainly this is right there with them.
Indeed, you're right. Glad you could join us on GPB for this 5A contest. Hopefully you've been enjoying basketball all day long on GPB.
And I mean, the arena is packed on the lower level. A lot of folks in the upper 2 levels. So this is quite a crowd to see this great basketball this evening.
They even open up the balcony tonight here. Amanu, his first shot's off the mark. The rebound's cleared by Howell. The lead remains 1 for Norcross. At the block, they work it to Jones. Now Jones to Tate, running jumper from 10, shot it hard. The rebound's cleared by Taylor Killian, who checked in for the Blue Devils. And that was a big trip down the floor for the Wildcats, not able to convert. Coach Martin going to take the timeout after they get it into the front court. 1 minute, 21 seconds remaining.
This has been a quick game, Charles. Really quick game.
It's viewers like you that help make great local programs like these high school basketball games possible on GPB. To show your support, simply call one of the numbers on your screen or visit our website at www.gpb.org/support. And thank you for supporting Georgia Public Broadcasting.
Well, the way this one started at the time, I thought we were going to be getting close to 11 o'clock, but because of the quality of this basketball game, it's going to be over way too soon for everybody in this building, I can guarantee you. I would just love to watch some more of this.
Really goes to your point, though, how cleanly this game has been played. Both teams just dominant in the state. Neither team has lost to a team in the state of Georgia this year. Both nationally ranked.
And that's probably the first time that's ever happened, that two teams played for a state championship and neither one of them have lost a game in the state.
We know that. We know that.
Timeouts remaining. Wheeler with 2. Norcross with 1 remaining. Coach Martin burned a couple here in the last 2 minutes or so. But it's so critical down the stretch. You want to have it right. Muhammad going to go all the way through with the reverse lay-in for the Blue Devils.
And Coach Martin set that one up, and they executed it perfectly, Charles.
Well worth the timeout, Herb. 51-48, approaching a minute left. Howell works it to the block, whistles on the play. He was fouled down low. A.J. Hawkins with the foul. And that'll send Stewart to the line.
Well, that's what great coaching will do for you. You see something, you come out, get a timeout. That's just beautiful basketball there. They just cleared out the alley, let him take it, and huge free throws for Howell right here.
Howell, the junior, converts on the first.
Like we said, this is the kind of ball game you've got to answer, especially with 1 minute and 2 clicks on the clock.
Howell, 9 points, given 10 now. He converts on the second. So 1 point lead now, and full court pressure by Wheeler. Norcross with that lead. Lamb across the timeline. They let him go all the way to the rack, and Lamb got the lay-in. He stopped momentarily, saw the lane, went all the way through, and got the basket. Taylor. Left side, whistled. He was bumped by Muhammad on the penetration.
But that's just 6 fouls on Norcross. Or maybe that's the 7th. Let's take a look. Yep.
Take a look at Lamb. He's looking back for the team to catch up with him, and he saw the lane there and said, hey, I'll go.
Beautiful little floater. I think he shot that with the left hand. And again, a couple of big free throws for Wheeler. They got to have these.
Taylor converts on the first.
And now you're going to still be down 1, Charles, if he makes this. Maybe you go for the steal till they get it to half court. Then I think you got to start thinking about fouling. We're going to be down 1.
Taylor, 75% free throw shooter. Tonight's got 9 points and 2 rebounds.
Might call a timeout to talk about who's going to foul who.
Taylor good on the second. Wheeler not calling a timeout. They're showing full court pressure. Lamb trying to get the basketball in. Does so to Aminu. It's tapped away in the backcourt, but Aminu recovers. Jones with pressure on Aminu. Whistles in the backcourt. DeQuan Jones got too close.
Well, that's unfortunate. He shouldn't have fouled there because the time was running up. Would have got a 10-second call in another 2 or 3 seconds, Charles.
It was Howell on the defensive effort for Wheeler, not Jones, so he will be credited with the foul. But now Aminu has to show his mettle from the free throw line here, Herb. We've seen him do it with the jumper. We've certainly seen him do it underneath the basket.
Well, he's got a nice stroke, but he haven't shot any with pressure like this on him.
Aminu calmly sinks the first.
Love to see guys make big free throws, Charles. It's just a thing of beauty.
Yes, it is.
This will make it a 3-point game.
Got them both. The senior rises to the occasion. Taylor Killian checking into that Norcross lineup. No doubt for defensive purposes.
Coach Lipscomb is still not calling a timeout.
They have enough time on this clock to come down and shoot a 2.
He may call a timeout when they get down here, but he may not.
Taylor across the timeline, working behind the arc. Now raises with the jumper from 15 and got it to fall. What a shot by Taylor. Pressure.
Now he gets the timeout.
So he wanted the basket first, then took the timeout.
Well, it's clutch play after clutch play by both of these teams. And again, just what you expect from great teams. And you look for Wheeler to foul pretty quickly here. They're going to talk about who they want to foul.
Norcross leading it by 1.
Trying to find my stat sheet to see who I would foul, but I can't find it. But you don't want much time to run off that clock, Charles.
To give yourself a chance offensively after the foul.
And, of course, Eddie Martin over there saying who he wants to take the ball out, who he wants to look for on the inbounds play. And if at all possible, if he could throw it long, he'd certainly love to do that and get it past the defense and run some clock off. And that would be the worst thing that could happen to Wheeler right now.
Just 14.7 seconds remaining in this 5A championship ball game. Glad you're watching it on GPB. Capacity crowd here in the arena at Gwinnett Center.
Well, except for the shooting percentages, Charles, this is probably the best championship game I've been involved with in a long, long time. I can't remember a better one, even though we've had some great ones. And you folks out there enjoying it, remember, it's Georgia Public Broadcasting that's bringing it to you. Get on that website and become a member. All right, here we go.
Norcross will have to go the full length of the floor. Lamb inbounds it up the floor. They got Muhammad behind the fray. Muhammad works inside, spins on Jones, got it to the rack, and he got it to fall.
That's just what you didn't want to happen.
Taylor's got to hurry now. 4 seconds. Will he get a shot off? Behind the arc, he fires it. Looks short, and it is short. The Blue Devils have three-peated.
History in the making, Charles. History in the making. They'll have a shot at number 4 next year.
Back to back to back for Norcross. 5A state champions. It wasn't easy.
Well, when you beat the, there's the winning basket, and we warned them, don't let them go long, they'll run clock.
And look at the presence of mind to spin on Jones inside the paint. Muhammad well under control and got a big lay-in.
Well, when you three-peat and you beat the #1 team in the state, Charles, you've earned it, buddy.
Norcross wins it 57-54. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll come back at the arena.
DVD or VHS tape copies of today's game can be ordered for $19.99 plus $5.50 for shipping and handling from GameTapes.com.
Coming to your PBS station. Relive it all over again. My music, the 60s.
Ain't a got to feed her, honey.
Saturday at 10:30 on Georgia Public Broadcasting.
Broadcast of today's games is made possible in part by the following.
Wachovia Bank.
As the leader of 7,000 Wachovia employees in Georgia, I ask my team for dedication to excellence, hard work, integrity, and enthusiasm in providing financial services to communities across our state.
We salute these qualities in the student athletes, coaches, and teams participating in these championship games. Your achievements are an inspiration to all Georgians. Wachovia is proud to help make the broadcast of these events possible.
Elvis Live in Concert reunites Elvis back on stage with his original backup singers and band members. In commemoration of the 25 years since his passing, this magnificent concert event took place at the Pyramid Coliseum in Memphis, Tennessee.
Monday at 9:30 on Georgia Public Broadcasting. Carrier. Coming soon to Georgia Public Broadcasting. This is Georgia Public Broadcasting, your PBS station.
And now broadcasting in digital in the Atlanta area.
The boys 5A state champion has been crowned here at the arena. It's the Blue Devils of Norcross, 57-54 winners over the Wildcats of Wheeler. John Nelson standing by with Coach Eddie Martin.
Coach, back to back to back, how does it feel?
Well, you know, truly it has not sunk in yet. But because what we tried to do the whole tournament run was just focus on one ball game. But it's starting to sink in a little bit right now.
Talk about the Diesel, Farouk. Monster start, monster game, and a monster time.
He did. He stepped up big. He got us comfortable to begin with. We knew they were going to make some runs. I mean, they're too good of a ball club. We withstood the runs is the key, and then he picked us up at the end down there, and we had other kids step up too. It was a team effort, but we're not here without him.
What does it mean to all of these seniors to have gone through all of this, all the travel, all the practice, all the time to make this happen?
I think it makes it worthwhile. I think it makes worthwhile all the conditioning, all the hard work that we did. I think now, you know, they're reaping the fruits of the labor right now.
Look at the fans behind you, the Blue Crew. What does the Blue Crew and the student body mean to you?
Oh, we feel like it's the best student section in the country. We really do. We know it is. They've been there. You know, as we progress, more and more jump in there. But it's all about family and community over there, and we wouldn't be here without them either.
Congratulations. You can crack your smile and get your heart rate back to normal. Back to you, Charles and Herb.
Okay, thank you, John, and congratulations to Coach Eddie Martin and the Blue Devils of Norcross. They win the 5A state championship in the state of Georgia over the Wildcats of Wheeler. Final score, 57-54. Congratulations to the Blue Devils. For Herb White, John Nelson, Charles Ward, on behalf of everybody at GPB, we will see you right back here tomorrow on GPB for more state basketball.
Funding for this broadcast of the 2008 Georgia High School Association's State Basketball Championships has been provided in part by Georgia's Electric Membership Corporations, Wachovia, the Georgia Student Finance Commission, by viewers like you, and the Georgia High School Association, who wish to thank the Georgia Dodge dealers, State Farm, and Naturally Fresh for their support of high school sports.